Hey guys, Dov here with some more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. We're here today with the Warriors of Chaos, gonna be taking on the Skaven. Good friend Sadao popped up, wanted to get some practice games in, so here we go. I've got Big Bird here, of course, for his missile resistance. Got two Feral Manticores, or not Feral, rather, Exalted Hero Manticores, for some nice mobile hit-and-run terror. We've got Poison Warhounds and regular Warhounds with some Marauder Horsemen backing them up, plenty of Marauder Infantry, two regular Chaos Chariots, and the fun piece here, the Hell Cannon. On this particular map, I figured I could take advantage of like this slope here, kind of put it on the back side of the slope, maybe also behind this little rock formation a bit as well, to try and protect against things like Warp Lightning Cannons and Jezzails. Don't have any of those, but we do have two Mortars here. Plenty of Clan Rats, Skaven Slaves, a Hell Pit Abomination with Lord Skrulk, two Death Runners, and some Rat Ogres. So pretty good stuff. I'm going to be first and foremost trying to focus the Hell Cannon on the weapons teams. We also have the Council Guard here, as well as the Clan Vulcan's Tail Slashers, all of which will be good targets. Obviously the Death Runners are stocked right now. They would be good targets as well, but Hell Cannons are an interesting unit. If you can keep the artillery piece online, like if you can keep it from getting destroyed by counter-artillery fire or fireballs or whatever, can be quite strong against especially big blobs of infantry, but we'll see how it does here. Kind of pulled my mobile skirmish force up and around the side here, and we're going to try and draw this Hell Pit Abomination into an unfavorable engagement. I'm also going to go ahead and just overcast Final Transmutation. This is maybe a little bit overkill for these two units to waste so much Winds of Magic to try and take him out, but I just wanted to kill as many of the unit models as possible with that Final Transmutation and just absolutely devastate these two units with that one spell. So they're basically more or less removed from the field, not exactly, but nice hit there. Also makes contact with the Death Runners. And here comes the melee engagement. Big Bird takes a bit of damage from that Hell Pit Abomination, but then the Exalted Manticore is going to charge down. Both of them engaging on the Hell Pit here. If 2-on-1, we should be able to get a pretty good engagement, but of course the Council Guard are here supporting. Looks like one of the Exalted Heroes actually pathed over to attack Lord Skrulk, so a little bit of give and take. The Hounds are moving up and around the side here to try and disrupt these Rat Ogres, help these Marauder Horsemen kind of skirmish out this flank a little bit. Pretty chaotic, no pun intended, as the Chaos Chariots punch through the front line, start to kind of roll up and disrupt this secondary line. Chaos Chariots are a pretty underrated unit in a few matchups, in my opinion. Only 750 points. They do excellent anti-infantry damage and disruption. Being going to be able to keep a lot of these units kind of tied down here, ping-ponging back and forth. Of course, the Rat Ogres will be a pretty big danger. They have taken some damage already, but kind of pull back with my skirmish forces here, get another wave of Hounds ready. Fortunately, one of my Exalted Heroes got absolutely wrecked by that Hell Pit Abomination there, but the other ones relatively healthy. We'll be able to kind of sweep some of those periphery forces, some of these different routing units here, try and clean them up. Meanwhile, Big Bird just chilling back for the time being, and the Hell Cannon is now focus firing on the Council Guard here. Haven't taken too much damage so far, but any of these Death Runners, the Council Guard, any of these kind of higher value Skaven infantry will be good targets to shoot at. I also have some Pocket Searing Doom as well. Going to call that down on some of these Death Runners here. It's like they'll try and scurry out of the way there, but of course a few of them will get caught up, and magic damage of Sarthrel is going to be very good against Death Runners. He's just so good in this matchup in general, because of the missile resistance and the magic damage. Notwithstanding being unbreakable, of course. But Hounds coming back again for another wave here. Chariots continuing to ping-pong around. The Rat Ogres are going to try and hold firm here. The Skaven Slaves do turn around and fight the Hounds, but, I mean, the Hounds don't count as large, so the spears won't really help much. And that Hell Cannon just continuing to rain fire relentlessly here. Doing great damage. Big Bird, one of his greatest strengths is his mobility. He can charge around, kind of hit different engagements, take advantage of his big sweeping attack animations and fast charge animations to not get caught by that Hell Pit Abomination. That's kind of the name of the game for me at this point, is just to try and stay out of the way. Fortunately here I do get this Exalted Hero caught up, and he's going to get absolutely ransacked by the Death Runners, debuffing his armor. Skrulk also is no pushover, having quite a bit of weapon strength, and yeah, decent damage in his own right, melee attack and everything, so just absolutely wrecks that Manticore, actually takes it down. Big Bird comes in a little bit late to support his Exalted Hero. But hey, as long as we're continuing to disrupt here and keeping that Hell Cannon in a firing position, we can continue to do it, as they say. Keep these Marauder Horsemen kind of skirmishing back and forth. We've got more Hounds and Marauders continuously routing and coming back, almost like goblins. Very nice. And here we go, one more push with 2 single entities that remain. Exalted Manticore and Big Bird getting absolutely thrown to the ground, but he's fine. He'll get back up and keep swinging. And with the 2 of them together, I'm pretty confident in the damage we can do. Skrulk's also throwing down his Rod of Corruption, doing some nice anti-infantry damage, but yeah, you can see the Council Guard basically completely done. There are a handful more Poison Wind Mortars here, but I can pull up point blank with these Marauder Horsemen and just unload Javelins into the Hell Pit. And again, because of the superior mobility, I don't have to stay engaged with the Hell Pit. I can pull up, cycle charge with the Manticore, and with Big Bird as well. Big Bird having 40 charge bonus, definitely nothing to sneeze at. And the Chariots still being so healthy, they've done a great job kind of cleaning up our routing units, and just, in general, Chariots very good against the Skaven. One of the models does get wrecked there by the Hell Pit, but we're going to come in for one final push. We do have some Summoned Plague Monks in here. Timer is just about up. They've been able to do some damage to, like, the Marauders, for example, but not a lot of great targets for them to fight. Oh, here comes that Hell Cannon shot right overhead. It's a bit of a swing and a miss there into the open ground, but yeah, balance of power still very close, all things considered, although definitely the Skaven having some leadership troubles. If the Hell Pit gets some good healing, I could potentially be in some trouble as well, but if there's no supporting units for the Hell Pit, then I'm not too worried about it. I can kind of just bog it down with infantry or cavalry and then cycle charge with my monsters here. So, not too worried about things. It's mostly just about getting rid of all these supporting units. Skrulk being here, continuing to summon more rats is a bit of a problem, but it's not the biggest issue. I still do have some Hell Cannon shots to try and clear out those numbers. And nice hit right on those Death Runners, going to send them shattering back to the hills. And again, these the Hounds, the Chaos Chariots, are so good for chasing these routing Skaven units. You can see finally the balance power decisively tipping in my favor. We do have Wither here on the Exalted Hero to debuff his armor a bit, but yeah, at this point I can almost just kite, use up the last of my ammunition, and then go for one final engagement here. Marauder Horsemen throwing their last jabs. This Hell Pit Abomination's got some good chevronage from killing heroes and such, but we'll see. So far, the healing proc has not gone off. Ooh, nice direct hit from the Hell Cannon on the Hell Pit Abomination there. And with the last of the summoned clan rats being gone, I finally feel completely comfortable. We pretty much used up the last of our ammunition as well. I believe that was, yeah, out of ammunition on the Hell Cannon, basically out of ammunition on the Marauder Horsemen. So here comes the final push. Hounds coming in. Hell Pit Abomination actually goes down there to the Marauder Horsemen and the dogs without getting its healing proc. Very painful. And then obviously that leaves poor Skrulk absolutely alone to get eaten by a Manticore and stepped on by Big Bird. So, well played, Dissadow. Fun game. I figured the Hell Cannon might be a little bit of a risky pick. Looks like the Skaven Slave Spears that popped out of the belly of the beast, getting the Searing Doom. But yeah, the Hell Cannon I figured would be a risky pick. It can get outshot by, obviously, Warp Lightning Cannons and Jezzails. So I figured on this kind of terrain, I might be able to make it work on the backside of the slope here. Just in general, because Skaven, I mean, you certainly, most of the time, wouldn't expect to see Hell Cannons in this matchup. But I think, especially if you're playing up and forward from your artillery, oftentimes Skaven won't really have like Vanguard tools or anything allocated to deal with the Hell Cannon, because it's not a very typical pick in this matchup. And as a result, you can, like I said, play forward from your cannon a bit, try and create some good spacing, and use up as much ammo as you can, and get some great value. 177 kills, 2 XP chevrons, absolute money on that Hell Cannon there. 113 kills for Sartharel as well. Absolute menace in this matchup. The 2 Chaos Chariots combined for, what, like 180 kills, something like that? Not quite, but pretty close. And yeah, the Marauders, decently cost-effective in this matchup. One of them even got 111, matching up against some Skaven Slaves. On Sadow's side, the Hell Pit Abomination was almost able to deal with all the monsters. Not quite. The Council Guard ended up just not really paying for itself necessarily. I know they're kind of here to just protect Skrulk anyway, and they were able to until the late game. So I guess kind of mission accomplished in that sense, but didn't get a lot of anti-large potential out of them. In this specific matchup, I might consider cutting one of these Death Runners for the ROR Triad. Not only is the summon, it's another... although it won't do any damage, you can still tie units down with it, right? Like, it's still another unit that you can summon. And, of course, the anti-large damage may come in handy more so than the anti-infantry of the Death Runners. I definitely think that, elite armored infantry for Chaos, it may be a danger here, so maybe one Death Runner is a good idea, but I think one Death Runner and the ROR Triad kind of gives you a flexibility of having both, right? And, yeah, you can sort of press them into service against the opposite target of what they're meant for if you need to, but then, you don't have to, right? So just kind of some initial thoughts there, but Sadao and I talked a little bit more about this matchup. It's definitely an interesting one on both sides. Chaos has some pretty good tools here, as do Skaven, and it's, obviously, like Gisele's, I'm a big fan of Poison Wind Mortars as well. I think they're very strong. The Rattling Guns, I like the idea of them here, but I do think they'd probably be better changed out for maybe more Rat Ogres, or you could bring a Giselle. Yeah, pretty good stuff overall, though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.